Welcome back. You're watching Corporate Corridor. Now, Mr. Mumtaz, before going on to break, you mentioned that the government should focus their attention to usage of gas as a whole. Now, the latest decision was that CNG pumps would stay shut for 2 days, and people are being forced to purchase petrol and other products apart from CNG. Now, there is this gas shortage, gas load management program. Now, where does this ill management lie? Who is to be blamed for this? The prolonged issue of the circular debt, this whole issue, and as far as the gas load mismanagement is concerned?
I, I think government has to prioritize the use of natural gas. As I said before, we do not have unlimited supply of natural gas available. Until such time we start getting gas from Iran or importing LNG, then we may have more gas available. At the moment, our own indigenous reserves of gas, we are producing roughly around 3.9 billion cubic feet per day, and they are being depleted. And no major significant gas fields have been found of the size of Sui or Kadirpur. We have made some new discoveries, but they are all relatively small discoveries. The major discoveries are likely to be made in Balochistan, where because of the law and order situation, we have not been able to do any drilling and find more gas and hydrocarbon reserves. So, in my view, government should immediately set up a gas prioritization plan. And the prioritization should be as follows. Number one priority should be power and energy sectors. Number two should be industry. Number three should be commercial establishments. Number four should be domestic. Number five should be CNG.
But is this energy plan ever going to be accomplished? Is the government really going to make this plan?
Well, the government, for the first time, an integrated energy plan has been prepared. A set of people, I was part of the committee, sat for 6 months, and in the history of Pakistan, for the first time, an integrated energy plan. It was presented to Mr. Shaukat Tareen and his advisors in March this year. But so far, government has not made implementations of the recommendations which were made in the energy plan. Now, whether it's due to bureaucratic ways of doing things, or whether it has to be integrated with the planning commission are making their 10th five-year plan, and they may want to include this as part of the energy plan in the 10th five-year plan. But whatever the reasons are, all that I know is so far, some small aspects of our recommendations have been implemented, but the major thrust of what was recommended in that plan remains unimplemented.
Because we're running out of power, and the government has promised to end load shedding by next year, and we really don't see that happening. Even we are running out of power. There is this water shortage, there is this gas shortage.
But again, I repeat, these are all short-term measures. We have to think in terms for the next 15 years.
But why can't we explore in the solar market, the hydel projects and wind projects? That could be a part of this plan as well, which I'm sure
we have. I mean, we should be doing at least 10% of our total energy should be from alternate energy resources. There is a huge wind corridor which we have in Gharo, from which we can produce quite a lot. I know recently, because the price of dropper oil, alternate energy is more expensive than conventional energy sources, whether coal or hydrocarbon based. But it's clean, it is indigenous. The initial cost is higher, but you don't have to keep on importing fuel oil or whatever it is.
For the long-term period, it's a good.
In the institutions like the World Bank and the Asian Bank and even the US under the Kerry-Lugar bill might be able to give us additional funds which will allow us to put up alternate energy projects. India today, right next door, is adding 1500 megawatts every year through the wind power alone. And we have not even done so far 20 megawatts. India today has almost about, I think, 10,000 megawatts of wind power. and they are adding 1500 megawatts every year in their wind.
That's why the industrial capacity has boomed in the past few years.
Their capacity has improved, but I think our policy planners need to look at the energy scene in an integrated way and decide what is Pakistan's 15-year outlook going to be, what will be the supply-demand scenario in 10 years' time from today. If you keep on having economic growth of around 5%, how much energy would we require? If we decide how much energy, then we decide how much of it should be done through hydrocarbons, that is oil and gas, how much through hydel, how much through coal, how much through alternate energy like solar and wind.
But does Pakistan have enough resources?
But Pakistan, we need, otherwise we won't be able to grow. If you don't have energy, you can then predict that we will have zero growth. You've seen the energy crisis in the last 2 years and how it has affected everybody. And we have been making ad hoc plans to try and stop the public from getting agitated. If you don't have enough energy, you won't have air conditioning, you won't have electricity.
Industries won't be able to function.
Industries won't be able to run, So the cost of doing business would go up. Everybody will be putting up generators, and those generators require either oil or gas.
Definitely. So this seems like a never-ending picture unless the government does address this on a top priority basis.
And on a long-term basis.
Long-term basis.
With an integrated plan, you see.
Okay, Mr. Mumtaz, it was a pleasure having this discussion with you. We spoke to Mr. Mumtaz Hasan Khan, Chairman and CEO of Hascombe. We spoke about the overall energy scenario of the country. There are numerous problems as far as the industrial sector is concerned, as far as obviously generating electricity is concerned. And Mr. Mumtaz was of the view that the government should have a strategic long-term plan in order to overcome this crisis, because right now Pakistan is in a state of crisis as far as the overall energy scenario is concerned. You can write to us. Our email address is corporatecorridor@dawnnews.tv. Till next week, from me, Taha Siddiqui, and the rest of the team, take care and have a great weekend.